coming, especially the bridesmaids and the best man, and most of all my beautiful daughter. And wish them all the very best.
Are you staying here?
Ladies and gentlemen, the bridegroom is Simon Parker.
You know who I am, so I can get rid of that. Thank you so much, everybody, for coming today. We appreciate you coming out to us. It's funny how history repeats itself. 28 years ago, Mike and Sheila were sending their beautiful daughter off to bed with a dummy, and the same's happening again tonight. I'd like to thank Mike for the first toast. Thank you very much. Thank everyone once again for coming, and thank you for all our gifts and our cards and our good wishes too. Most of all, thank you, Michelle, for marrying me. The bridesmaids, Michelle, thank you very much. My daughter, Chloe, thank you so much. And this little pain down here, Chase, the flower girl, as well, thank you. Also the groomsmen, thank you. And of course, I couldn't have done any of this really without Paul being here, my best man. I'd also like to say a special thank you to those that have travelled some distance to be here today, and that's aimed at Sue right at the back. She's come all the way from Essex to be with us today. So thank you very much for journeying up, Sue. We do appreciate it. I'd like to say thank you to my mother Joan for her support through the years, and for keeping me on the straight and narrow, and helping me out in some bad times as well. At this point, I'd like to give flowers as thanks to both Sheila and my mother. Sheila. So there you go, Sheila, thank you. And also to my mother. There you go. At this point, usually the groom has a lot of thank yous to say. I'm going to change this and just say a bit about Michelle. That's great now, doesn't it? I'm supposed to say things about how we met. We met in Asda quite a long time ago. I don't know how many years ago it was it? How many? Probably about 8 years ago, yeah. And the funny thing was, I didn't really know Michelle that well. I tended to know Sheila, actually, because Sheila had the loudest voice on the front of Asda. She was a greeter. So I tended to know Sheila, and one day Sheila sat with me and some of my friends in Asda, because we had a mini clique, like you do at work, and Sheila came across and joined us, because she's a very social person. And Michelle drifted across as well and sat opposite me. And over the following months, when I was singing along, I was going around Kendal, and I tended to notice Michelle more and more, and
Couldn't shake you off.
couldn't shake it off now. And her beautiful eyes, what attracted me was her beautiful eyes. And we eventually went on a weekend to Blackpool. Yes. Blackpool, where we got absolutely no sleep one night.
Why?
For the people upstairs. And from then on, we just drifted together and started going out, and I'm so glad we did. because as I say to people who don't know Michelle, or people who are new to me, I say, excuse my daughter, why we're together and what attracts me. I usually say to most people, and some of you have heard it, probably Sian and your mum, Lynn, she's my angel to my devil, and we balance each other out perfectly. About the proposal, I was quite a staunch traditionalist. I did the honourable thing when it came to proposing to Michelle. I went down on one knee, and then I went down on the other and said, do you think your parents will pay for the day, do? Really, no, it happened in Cyprus actually, and a funny story, I'm big on going on holiday to Cyprus. I went there for 2 weeks, and I managed to keep the engagement ring well hidden from you. And she had no idea for 2 weeks. I think it was on one of the last days. I was sat out on the veranda in our little studio. And I said, just come outside, just come outside. And she said, what? And she was really nervy. I said, just come outside. I said, just close your eyes and come out and sit on the balcony. So she was there. And I sat opposite her, and I had the ring in a box, and I just pushed it across the table to her and said, open your eyes. And she looked down at it, and she said, it's not a spider, is it? I kid you not, I kid you not. She said, well, you'll never forget that, but it's not a spider, is it? And when she realised what it was, her tears welled in her eyes, and she couldn't believe it because she never thought. And a lot of people who know me would never think that would be the marrying kind, and it's taken me 46 years to get here. But I'm here, and I'm so pleased I now have another Mrs. Parker in the family. One I actually listened to this time. What I can do now is, for the bridesmaids, thank you for looking after Michelle. Thank you. She's been so nervy this week, eating less and less over the past few days. I've been okay, haven't I, really? You've been dead nervy. This fella's really nervy about his speech.
Really nervy.
I tell you, I do it on the fly. I was up till 1:30. So, gifts for the bridesmaids, please. I'd like to ask if Michelle can come up, and Chloe can come up. And of course Sheila as well, for your thanks in this. Thank you very much. So Michelle, thank you. And Chloe. Have an applause for the bridesmaids, please. And Sheila as well, thank you. You're a super duper mom. Of course, it goes without saying, Michelle looks lovely today. As you'll probably all agree. I'm biased. I'm not going to keep you any longer. I'm going to hand over to Paul. My best man. But first of all, I'd like to raise a toast really to Michelle for being the new Mrs. Parker. So if you just raise your glasses and toast to Michelle. Michelle Bell, yes. So to Paul, Paul, my best man, a lot of you won't know him. He's been a really good friend to me over the past 17 years, I think it is now. Yeah, we've known each other nearly as long as I've known you. Anyway. We started off in Electricity Plus, part of Scottish Power, because we got together really because we were the most useless salesmen there, weren't we?
Yeah,
really.
I'm sure there's a film.
So we hit it off. I was known as the most expensively paid security guard. And I'll give you a quick story to pass the time down on Saturday afternoon because we were fairly rubbish. I invented a game with a bank of portable TVs, probably a display of 5x5 that you used to see. I used to run around them and set the timers on them, the sleep timers. And we used to run to the back of the store and say, come on, let's gamble and see which one turns off first. And we'd watch customers going up to them, watching them, and they'd slowly switch off in order, and we'd be giggling up at the front of the building. Anyway, unlike most of, handing over to Paul, unlike most best man speeches, which are full of sexual innuendo, he's promised that if there is anything slightly risque, he'll whip it out immediately. I'd also like perhaps mention that he does suffer from a medical condition, making him prone to elaborate and exaggerate, and he actually believes his stories are true. Paul, thank you so much for being a great best man. Thank you.